Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at round 2. We've made it through the first eclipse, the solar eclipse, and now we're gearing up for the full moon lunar eclipse that's going to be occurring on October 28th or 29th, depending on where you live within the world. So we're going to take a closer look at each life path number and what could be in store for the next storyline over the next 6 months from this eclipse that could be unfolding for you personally. This, of course, is a general reading. So if you would like a personalized reading to get a better understanding of how your own personal numerology plays into the aspects of your life, then I'd love to take a look. You can work with me one-on-one. My information is in the description box below to book some time. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. So how's everyone doing out there? How was that solar eclipse for you all? This lunar eclipse, I think, is going to be a little bit more gentle in the way that it sort of brings things in and sort of allows it to unfold. That solar eclipse was a little bit more intense and held very intense energies that we'll also be working with over the next 6 months. So these will kind of be sort of an interplay, right? They'll be working together in tandem. But this will kind of give you an idea of another sort of perspective or viewpoint as far as another dose of energies that we'll be working with pretty significantly over the next 6 months to a year, depending. So let's go ahead and take a look at each life path number forecast for this full moon lunar eclipse. Life path 7. So this lunar eclipse is bringing in the energies of the 7 and the 8 for you. And so you're going to be working with your own energy, but you're also going to be working with the energy of the 8, which is significant because this lunar eclipse is also happening in the sign of Taurus, which 8 energy and Taurus energy are very similar in a lot of ways. So I'll talk about that in a moment. Now, I pulled an animal wisdom message for you all, and you got starfish energy. And so when we look at starfish energy, of course, there's sort of this ethereal, sort of cosmic vibe with starfish. And so there's definitely something here about like cosmic protection, sort of divine protection type thing. So if you wanted to embark on something or try something or do something, it's like very divinely guided at this time, especially as it has to do with a creative endeavor or career or purpose, your contribution to the world type thing. So if there's something that you wanted to initiate or start or be a part of, I think you'll find that it's very supported at this time if it feels very authentic for you. Like if it feels like you're doing it and you're with awareness around your own gifts, right? Like your own desire to do something. I think you'll find it very supported at this time. There's also like this possibility with starfish coming through for a deeper awareness when it comes to your own innate gifts, what lights you up, like what inspires you. And then the motivation to take action on those areas of your life instead of investing your energy into things that don't really serve you or aren't aligned or aren't serving a greater purpose that feels aligned for you. I feel like you're going to feel this energy coming in to really put the focus or emphasis on, again, your contribution into the world. And does it feel good for you? Does it feel authentic? Does it feel sort of divinely guided? And by divinely guided, I could just, we could just be talking about like your soul, right? Like, does it feel like it's coming from the depths of your soul? And not everything that you put out into the world has to come from, it has to be that intense. But I do think there's going to be a pretty strong emphasis over the next 6 months to a year for you all 7s that's going to be like cleaning out what's not aligned and really investing in or putting your focus onto or into the things that really do light you up, that really do feel aligned and that feel very unique for you in how you are able to contribute whatever it is, right? So pay attention to what comes in for you because, if you're investing your energy, let's say that you are, let's say that you're a painter, but you want to be you want to be a dentist. I don't know. So you're investing all your energy into being a painter, but it doesn't feel good for you. You're doing it for whatever reason. But you keep feeling the push or the call towards dentistry. This is such a random example, but I think you're going to find over the next 6 months to a year that like the universe just starts throwing opportunities in front of you to advance in the area of dentistry, right? So that you can kind of make that shift or make that change to move more towards alignment with your true innate natural calling, as opposed to doing things that you have to sort of talk yourself into or force yourself into. That you could find that coming in very, very strongly around this time. Also, there's this energy with starfish of regeneration. So there's definitely something here that will likely be cut off or cut out of your life, but you'll regenerate, right? But you'll regenerate in a way that's healthier, that's more solid, more structured, more secure, so to speak. And more authentically you when it comes again to your purpose or your innate gifts or your sort of more natural calling in life. I think you'll feel very much drawn to those things that feel much more aligned for you than maybe where you've been focusing your energy in the past. So with 8 energy, and because again, this is in the sign of Taurus, this eclipse, there's definitely a very strong focus on like security, structure, what you're building for that security, for that long-term security. Taurus is all about, again, it's an earth energy, so it's very solid. It wants to be very solid and secure. And it is usually building towards sort of something greater, something bigger, bringing in the finer things in life. It can also be around, like, because it's ruled by Venus, right? So it can be around, love and romance, and it can also be around like finances and money. And it's interesting because the 8 energy is also about like the material things in life, governs the material plane. And so a lot of times when we're in an 8 cycle, career can come into focus, or purpose, or again, the way that we contribute into the world by sharing our gifts. But there's also an element of money, resources, power, status, those sort of like your influence in the world. So you could see over the next 6 months that you are sort of building on whatever that is. And building towards something. So you could see over the next 6 months to a year, like your finances blow up in a good way, or you get a promotion, or you become an entrepreneur, or start a different job, or move in a different direction, or build more securely on the foundation that's already there, but you sort of get more serious about it or more invested in it in some way, or you take it to the next level in some way. So like, let's say that you've always been doing a certain line of work, you may find that you're able to really sort of grow that and enhance it in some way that really utilizes your gifts even more, and then has the potential to be very, very successful. So what's really beautiful about the 8 energy and an eclipse in Taurus is that this has the potential to really put the emphasis or the focus on something that has the potential to be very, very successful, whatever success means for you. But I will say Taurus energy and the 8 energy are very like about the material plane. So inheritances could come in as well for you at this time. So something could be eclipsed out at this time that, or, someone could transition, they could pass away, right? And then you could receive some kind of inheritance from that passing. And that inheritance helps you to create a solid foundation or more security to where you're able to build upon those gifts that you wanted to build upon, but haven't been able to for some reason, right? So it almost creates like this environment where you, again, it's very divinely guided almost. But it's encouraging you to really put the focus on your very natural innate gifts and not shy away from those, not make excuses to not utilize those, whatever the case may be. So it just gives you an opportunity to really explore those areas even more, but to utilize them. And it doesn't have to be an inheritance. Not everybody's going to experience that, obviously, but that is possible with 8 energy involved. Also legal proceedings. If anybody's going through I don't know, some kind of legal proceedings, whether it's a marriage or a divorce, you could see finances, resources be impacted from those proceedings in some way. But yeah, I mean, it is a full moon, so there's also things coming to culmination, to closure. So you could see things kind of closing out over the next 6 months. However, because there's 8 energy, there's some kind of there's something going out, but there's also something coming in, right? There's always, it's very cyclical with 8 energy, and there's usually an equal exchange of energy. So something goes out, something comes in, and because it's 8 energy, it has to do with that physical material plane. So yeah, career, purpose, your contribution to the world, money, resources, power, status, all of those things could be in the spotlight for the next 6 months to a year. And you could see a lot of growth with that, And Jupiter is currently in Taurus, and Jupiter expands gifts, right? It's usually, it's very benefic. And so again, I feel like for you all, there's definitely something here, especially because you had starfish energy. There's something that wants to be regenerated. There's something that wants to grow, to expand, that feels very aligned and authentic to you, right? Because remember, you're also working with 7 energy, which is your own energy. So there's that component as well. Whatever it is that you're building or, creating, there has to be that piece of authenticity. Otherwise, you're building on a not so solid foundation. You're building somebody else's dream. So keep coming back to that, keep coming back to your why. But this has the potential to be very successful, a very successful period for you over the next 6 months to a year. But you're going to have to put in the effort, and you're going to have to show up, and you're going to have to do the work, obviously. And you're going to have to keep your eye on the prize type thing and stay committed to it. But beautiful energy overall. So you could see sort of, again, some regeneration when it comes to money, resources, career, your gifts, and how you share them in the world. So love this for you all, 7s. I hope it's a great eclipse. Take care. Bye for now.